What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be previewing tomorrow's matchup in the UEFA Champions League between two European giants, that of course being FC Barcelona taking on FC Bayern Munich at Munich week. Of course, a Barca home game, match week 3 of the UCL. Both of these teams have won a game and lost a game. Both are on 3 points, so a lot to play for tomorrow in this game. And let's just get into this, man, because I'm going to be completely honest, I'm shitting my pants about this game tomorrow. I'm extremely nervous about playing Bayern Munich. There's a lot of teams in European football that I have a healthy fear and respect for. Bayern Munich is different. I really fear them, and I really respect them. I have a healthy fear of Madrid. I have a healthy fear of Man City. I have a healthy fear of Arsenal. I have a healthy fear of Liverpool or Inter or any of these teams that we might come up against later on in this competition if we hopefully make it far enough. But that does not compare to the fear that I have for Bayern Munich. I'm more nervous about this game tomorrow than I am about the El Clásico on Saturday. I'm more excited about the El Clásico because obviously as a Barca fan, I love the El Clásico, but I'm more nervous about this game tomorrow. When I found out, when I saw the draw happen, when I saw Ronaldo press that button at the ceremony, and I saw that we were going to play Bayern Munich, I tweeted out, I don't care if we lose every game in this group phase as long as we beat Bayern Munich. That's how badly I want to be Bayern Munich, because in my lifetime, I've never seen a team own us more than Bayern. It doesn't matter seemingly what coach or players they have or what year it is, they always seem to kick our ass. And Barca this year are on great form. Hansi Flick and the squad have been amazing. To me, they've been the best team in Europe this season. They really have. I mean, they've been the most impressive team, and the results, I think, back it up. But again, I'm not even thinking about that because we're playing Bayern Munich, which it seems like we always, like I say, lose to them. Just to put it into context, in the last 15 matchups between Barca and Bayern Munich, we've only won 2. And I think it was the 4-0 back in 2009 in the UCL quarterfinals, and it was the 3-0 in the semifinals of the UCL. Those are the only 2 times. In the last 6 matchups, they've beaten us all 6. Not even a draw in there. We couldn't even get a draw. They've beaten us all 6, and there's some embarrassing losses in there. You know, there's the 2 group stage times with Xavi in 21, his first season there, and then obviously the next season when we lost 3-0 at the Allianz Arena, and then I think 3-0 at the Camp Nou. There's the 8-2 when Hansi Flick was their coach. So again, this team seems to have our number. They're the only team in Europe that can call us their dad. And I hate it because if we can't beat Bayern Munich tomorrow, then I don't think we can ever beat them. If we can't beat them with this squad and with this form that we're currently on, when can we beat Bayern Munich? When can I, as a Barca fan, say, you know what, we can actually beat them? Because I believe tomorrow we will beat Bayern Munich. I say all that to say that I think tomorrow we're going to beat them. The history, I wanted to point it out because obviously it's relevant, but tomorrow it goes out the window. Tomorrow it changes for Barca because this squad is different and this coach is different. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. Hansi Flick and this team are playing some beautiful football right now. It's the best football that I've seen in Catalonia over 5 seasons since Messi was there. It does not compare to anything. Let's talk about the form for both teams coming into this game. Like I mentioned earlier in the intro, both teams are sitting on 1 win and one loss in the UCL. Kind of similar, by the way. The 1 loss came away from home by 1 goal, and the 1 win, they spanked their rivals at home. Obviously, Barca beat Young Boys handily 5-1 at home the game before the international break, or a couple games before the international break in the UCL. And Bayern Munich beat Dinamo Zagreb, their first game in the UCL, 9-2. And then Bayern Munich lost their most recent game to Aston Villa at Villa Park 1-0, and Barca lost that first game to Monaco 2-1. So again, both records kind of similar. Both have a 1-goal loss away from home, and both have a spanking at home. And then in the league, Bayern Munich are coming into this game on 17 points in the Bundesliga. They're tied with RB Leipzig. They're in 2nd place right now, but obviously, like I said, tied on points with RB Leipzig. They're just behind on goal difference, and they've been really impressive. On the weekend, they beat Stuttgart 4-0 with a hat-trick from Harry Kane. They've drawn 2 games. They've won 5. So again, they're off to a really good start this league season. But Barca, on the other hand, are off to the best league start in Europe so far, in my opinion. I understand that Man City is unbeaten so far in the Premier League, and I understand that, you know, all these teams are playing really well in the Premier League as well. Arsenal, even though they lost, and Liverpool have lost as well. But Barca, they've lost 1 game, and it was against Osasuna when they were fielding a B team. Every other game apart from that, they've been dominant. And over the past month and a half, the scorelines are ridiculous, man. You're talking about 7-0s, 5-1s, 4-1s, 5-1s again. It's just they're scoring goals for fun. So again, both teams are on great form, but I think Barca's form is better. Let's talk about health for both teams. Barca are getting healthy at the perfect time. Fermin made his comeback against Sevilla. Gavi made his comeback against Sevilla, obviously on Saturday. Olmo was on the bench against Sevilla. He could have come back in that game. You know, we're finally starting. Frankie de Jong is back to being healthy. Christensen, I heard, is training. Obviously, he's not going to play, but today I heard that he's back training with the team. So the squad is getting healthy. The only players we're going to be missing are Matt and obviously Bernal, but they're going to be out for the rest of the season, so we're not even worried about them. And also Araujo and Christensen, like I mentioned. But those guys, I'm not really worried about it because Barca have been this good this year, and they haven't played a single. I mean, obviously Christensen played the first half against Valencia, but since then he's been MIA, and Araujo hasn't seen the pitch 1 minute under Hansi Flick as his coach. So all this, Barca have done all this season without those two guys. So again, I'm not even worried about those injuries. And for Bayern Munich, they're coming into this game fairly healthy as well, except they're going to be missing Pavlovic. Obviously, Alexander Pavlovic is a very talented defensive midfielder who unfortunately broke his collarbone against Stuttgart, so he's not going to be playing this game. Obviously, for Barca, that's a great thing, but for him, I'm never celebrating an injury. I hope he gets a speedy recovery. But for us, for this game, it's going to be obviously a benefit because Pavlovic is a very, very talented player and a guy who, in my opinion, can change a game. That's how good he is, and that's how much I rate him. So again, Pavlovic will not be available for this game. But all the other players, Guerrero, Kim Min-jae, Upamecano, Davies, Kane, Olise, Sane, Coleman, they're all going to be there. You know what I mean? Joshua Kimmich. And they have a good team this year, man. Bayern are playing some good football. Is this the best Bayern team I've ever seen? Absolutely not, because I've seen these Bayern teams that have won the treble multiple times, and I've seen these Bayern teams that have just been insane on paper. And this team is good on paper. But honestly, man, I'm going to say something that might sound controversial. I think Barca are better on paper. I think Barca have a better squad. I think Barca have one of the best squads in Europe. I think Barca have a better front line than Bayern Munich. It's close, but I think Barca have a better front line because I think Barca have the best front line in Europe. And again, everything that I'm saying you might think is crazy, the numbers back it up, man. What Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal have been doing this season is remarkable. They've been the best. They've been the best front line in Europe. When you add Dani Olmo to that mix, oh my God, it's insane. And I understand that Olise has been fantastic. He had a great game against Werder Bremen a couple months back, or a month back actually, where he scored 2 goals and had 2 assists, and he's been great. Coming over from Crystal Palace, the dude is a stud. Harry Kane has been one of the top goal scorers in Europe this year. I mean, we both actually have another similarity. We both have great strikers. We have 2 of the best strikers in Europe. I think Lewandowski has been better this year, but Harry Kane, man, like I said, scored a hat-trick on the weekend in a very, very important game for them, and he's been great. Coming off that disappointing Euro for Bayern Munich, he's been nothing short of fantastic. So that lets you know how bad of a manager Gareth Southgate is. But again, he's been great. They have Serge Gnabry, who's playing decent as well. Joshua Kimmich is having a fantastic year. Their back line is playing decent as well. Kim Min-jae and Upamecano have been really, really good. Rafael Guerreiro has been fire as well. They're not going to have Pavlovic for this game, but they're going to have Paulinho, who obviously they signed from Fulham, and he's a really good player. It's not like he's some scrub that they're putting in, or no, he's a really good player. And again, it's Bayern Munich. We know they have good players, but I think Barca have better players. I think Barca's back line has been fantastic this season. I think it's been better than Bayern Munich's. Apart from Gabriel and Saliba, I haven't seen a better center-back partnership this year than Cubarsí and Íñigo Martínez. I think that our fullbacks are good as well, especially our right back, Jules Koundé, who to me is the best defensive right back in world football. And we've seen him handle some of the best attackers in the world over the past couple months. Whether that's Kylian Mbappe in the UCL last year, or it was Nico Williams in the Euros, he's handled them all. Our midfield, while inexperienced, yes, because we have a lot of young players, it plays like a veteran midfield. Casado has stepped into this team and been nothing short of remarkable. Pedri is Pedri. We know how good he is. Dani Olmo will hopefully play this game. We have the depth back of Fermin Lopez and also hopefully Frankie de Jong and also Gavi, which is going to help a lot. And again, the front line is better. And to me, the biggest X factor about this game is one more thing I'm going to say before I give my prediction is the coaching. Vincent Kompany is a good coach. He has never coached against a guy like Hansi Flick, and the one time he coached a guy who was above his level in Unai Emery in the UCL, he lost that game. And in my opinion, he got out-coached in that game. If you guys watched that game, I think Unai Emery just coached better than Vincent Kompany. I think Aston Villa got that win, deservedly so. They had a goal ruled out in the first half by Pau Torre, who was a little bit offside, but it was marginal. And then obviously John Duran came off the bench and scored that banger in the second half. And like I said, I think they deserved to win that game. And I think Vincent Kompany got out-coached in that game by Unai Emery. And if you think you're going to get coached by Unai Emery, what's going to happen when you come up against Hansi Flick? And by the way, this game it's not even at the Allianz Arena. If it was at the Allianz Arena, maybe my tone would be, I'd be a little bit more humble. But it's at Montjuic. And again, with Bayern Munich, it doesn't really matter because we can't beat them anywhere. I've seen us lose to them 3-0 at the Camp Nou multiple times. I've seen them beat us 4-0 at the Allianz Arena. They beat us seemingly wherever, but we have a better chance at Montjuic. And the coaches that we've had in the past, they've had Hansi Flick, we've had Quique Setién. They've had Julian Nagelsmann, no disrespect, but we had Xavi. The coaching has always been an advantage to Bayern Munich. Even back in the day, if you want to go back to 2013, they had Jupp Heynckes, who's one of the best managers of this generation. We had Tito Vilanova, who rest in peace to him, and I'm not trying to sound disrespectful, but we all know he's on the level of Jupp Heynckes. The one time that it was kind of even, we beat them, and again, they had Pep, we had Luis Enrique, but that team was kind of injured in that season. But again, for the most part, they've had the coaching advantage. This time, they don't have the coaching advantage. We have the coaching advantage. You know, and yes, Bayern Munich have a lot of X factors. You have Jamal Musiala is a huge X factor. I think he's going to play this game. He missed the last game because of a problem with his hip, but I think he's going to play this game. Harry Kane is always an X factor. Serge Gnabry, Olisa, these guys are always X factors. I think Barca have more X factors. I think Lamine Yamal is a huge X factor, as he's proven to be. And I think he's going to have a field day in this game, with whatever fullback he's coming up against. I think Rafinha is a huge X factor. I think Dani Olmo, if he can start, is a massive X factor. Lewandowski. I think Barca just have more guys who can make things happen on the squad. I know that's not the tactical analysis you're looking for. I'm sorry, man. I'm here for the vibes, bro, because this game means something to me, and I expect Barca to win this game. I think we have more X factors. I think we have the better coach. I think the fact that we're playing at home is going to be a huge advantage to us. And I think the form that Barca are in the season, you can't fake it, man. And this game, it's really important because it's really going to determine how people think about Barca for the rest of the year. You know, these next two games, but most importantly this one. If you can beat Bayern Munich, if you can beat them handily as well. I mean, if you can beat them, that's great. But if you can beat them 2-1, 3-1, 2-0, 2-1 no, but 3-1, 2-0. If you can beat them by over 2 goals, maybe keep a clean sheet. Oh my God, people are their tone is gonna change about Barca this season because everybody still looks at us as a nice little Cinderella. You know, a team that's playing well right now. You know how they have a new coach, they're doing okay. But no one really, I don't believe people still take us seriously in Europe. But if Barca can beat Bayern Munich tomorrow, which I believe they will, and then you can couple that with beating Real Madrid on the weekend. Oh my God, bro, we might be on course to win a quadruple. I know I'm maybe speaking prematurely here, but we got this, bro. I really do believe that. And this game, we're gonna win it. I believe Barca tomorrow. My prediction for this game is that Barca win 3-1. I think Barca get 3 goals. I think Bayern Munich managed to get 1 goal. The biggest concern for me in this game, when it comes to me as a Barca fan, what I'm thinking about, what worries me, is number 1, the high line that Hansi Flick is playing. You know, it works against teams like Villarreal, and it works against teams like Young Boys and Getafe because those teams don't have a lot of quality up front. But when you're playing against Bayern Munich and these speedy guys on the outside, like Serge Gnabry, like Kingsley Coman, like Leroy Sané, it's a little bit trickier, but again, I think Hansi Flick is gonna cook something up to obviously negate that and make it a lot more difficult for them to get in behind. So again, I think that's a cause for concern. And also, we got to talk about Iñaki Peña because people think that Iñaki Peña hate is forced, whatever the fuck that means. I just talk about the players, bro. Iñaki Peña to me is not a good goalkeeper. He doesn't give me confidence when he's between the posts. So again, that might be forced to you, whatever that shit's so weird to me, by the way. But you can't hate a player without people saying it's forced. But anyway, Iñaki Peña to me, like I said, I think most Barca fans agree, he's not on the level of Manuel Neuer. I would feel a lot more comfortable if Szczesny started this game tomorrow, but I don't think he is. Hansi Flick has talked about Iñaki Peña and he's going to play. That's not a good look in my opinion because again, I think that these high pressure moments for him are really not great. So I would honestly start Szczesny. That's why you brought him in. But that's a really big cause of concern for me. Iñaki Peña and the high line. But again, I'm more worried about Iñaki Peña. I'm a lot more worried about Iñaki Peña than I am about that high line because I believe in Hansi Flick. I don't believe in Iñaki Peña. I'm sorry. The hate might be forced, but that's just the way I feel. So yeah, man, that's my prediction. I think Barca win 3-1. I think for them, I think Serge Gnabry will score, and I think Barca for us it will be Lewandowski. I think Rafinha scores a brace. I think the biggest thing for Barca also in this game is to get ahead early. If you can get ahead early and get that pressure off you, because if Bayern Munich go ahead early, it's gonna be like, oh my God, it's the same old, same old. We're gonna be down to this team and we're gonna lose. But if you can get ahead early and you can build that confidence from the start, I think it's gonna be a lot more beneficial for Barca in the long run of this game. So again, get ahead early, go in there with some confidence. Come on, that sounds like fucking, who the fuck am I, Tony Robbins? Anyway, get ahead early and you know then just play your game. And I think that's what Barca are gonna do. But yeah, man, that's my prediction for this game tomorrow. I usually don't do match previews, but I had to do one for this game because it's a huge game. You guys let me know your predictions and everything and your X factors for the game down below. And yeah, man, I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.